morning. Welcome to Wizards Outlook. And I end up saying good morning several times over the next couple of days. While these folks are on their road trip out west, they kick things off tonight against the Los Angeles Clippers. They fell to the Clippers 115-109. Before we get into everything, as always, got a quick word from my folks over at Who's in Us. Who's in Us flagship location when U Street is open. Join us today. Receive a free small order of crispy chicken wings with any purchase of $12 or more. Same space, new look. Our U Street location has been completely remodeled. We can't wait to show you. All right, Ray and Cardell. They were in this game, and they did some good things in this game, and some of the things we've talked about time and time again kind of flared the ugly head and down the stretch. The Clippers executed. So Ray, we'll start with you then, Cardell. Just your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, like you said, man, they had their chances, but they did Wizards things at the wrong moments. We're 60 some odd games in at this point, and yeah, you just can't have that happen. It was a healthy back and forth for most of the game, but they just failed to execute down the stretch on both ends. So yeah, man, like when you're fighting for your life, yeah, those things hurt doubly worse. They Porzingis still working his way in, but the trade is paying dividends. Of course, you add a guy like that, it's going to help your team. That much is obvious. I actually like Gav being able to come in off the bench. He gives you that option. Gav starting games like a lot of times we see he's in foul trouble. This way, Porzingis is able to kind of set a tone, and Gav's just able to come in and sustain it. Especially from a defensive perspective and protecting the rim. But yeah, man, they just got to clean up the mistakes. It's a little frustrating to see the same exact thing play itself out for the entire season, and it'd be like clockwork. But yeah, man, this is where we are. They look good for some stretches, man, offensively and defensively. I like that they're able to just kind of go straight to Porzingis down on the block, and that's a luxury they hadn't had here in a while, to be able to start offense that way. Ish Smith, man, he's just continuing to have a really good year since he's been back here. I think that was a big pickup. Sato was a big pickup, but yeah, they're going to have to close out games like this at this point in the season if they want to be playing, past the regular season. So yeah, man, they just got to clean it up, man. And and I know the coaching staff knows it. I know the players know it, but it's just up to them to go ahead and get it done.
Yeah, they couldn't guard, couldn't get stops. Simple as that. Couldn't guard Reggie Jackson, couldn't guard Marcus Morris. They allow 50% shooting from the field, 50% shooting from deep. When you allow that, you honestly don't deserve to win. There's no resistance in any way. And I think they also, Clippers were 13-13 from the free throw line. You gotta get stops. They play well enough offensively. They were moving the ball beautifully, man. Like, I love what I saw with that, man. They're tough to guard in their own right when they're moving the ball, because you got to focus on so many players, man. But it's another end of the floor you got to execute on, and they failed to do that throughout most of the season, and it just showed tonight. We all knew Reggie was gonna come in extra aggressive coming off the last game he had when he didn't shoot the ball well at all, and he did. Morris, they just picked the spots, got to the spots on the floor, knocked down shots. Even Kennard, he did his thing again. 19 points. He hit the game winner. Uh, they hit the game winner in DC. I remember that crazy comeback and stuff like that. Man, that you know what I'm saying. So should have been more emphasis to try to repay the favor, so to speak, especially beginning this road trip. But they got to take it personal. This was a winnable game, man. This was a very winnable game, and they kind of reared his ugly head in that last possession when Batum hit the go ahead three. You know what I mean? And the way they were rotating, they were lost. And creating mismatches, and he got a wide open three. It just little things like that just can't happen, man. If you're trying to win games, man, because you're not gonna always shoot the ball as well. You know what I mean? And so you got to bring it defensively. Defense holds you down during the stretches where you can't get shots, when you can't make shots and whatnot. So, that's really what it came down to. We could try to overanalyze this all we want, man. They play defense, they win this game. Simple as that.
Yeah, like you guys both mentioned, there's no reason to do too much with this one. I wasn't a fan of the lack of ball pressure for almost all game. You had little bits of spurts here when they did go on runs. I think some of the minutes Sato had, I thought he did a good job on Reggie at times, but you got to defend the other team with with all five. So he did a good job on Reggie at times, and somebody just lost track of Luke Kennard, who you might as well just go ahead and nominate him into that hall of I like playing the Wizards players. You might as well slide him on in. He just stayed open, and I don't know how. You guys both mentioned, the comeback, I think here in DC when they came from 35 down, we all know he's a shooter, and he got a lot of very, very clean looks. They overhelp so much on drives to the basket, but again, that comes from if you can't keep somebody in front of you at the point of attack, that leads to a whole litany of breakdowns. And like you guys said, it was a winnable game, but we're not going to stay on this too much longer. I think, I'll be shocked if the names here are different.
Zubac, Reggie Jackson. That obviously he won the game.
Yeah.
They closed it with 11-0 run, and he had a lot to do with that.
Ray, anything different here? No?
I concur.
Yeah, I as well. Ray, you get to go first, X Factor, to see if there's a different name you bring into the table.
It's never a good night when this category is as many contenders. But I go Marcus Morris Sr. He just added that second punch. Him and Reggie Jackson, man, they were really just unguardable. Luke Kennard's in that mix as well. But yeah, man, I think Marcus Morris Sr. just did a little more damage.
Cardell?
Yeah, I mean, it was close between him and Kennard, but I'm gonna say Kennard, because you should have known that he's capable of lighting you up, because he did it here in DC. Morris, I expect to put him numbers, maybe not 27, but I expect him with PG and Kawhi out to put up. He has to, otherwise they're gonna get blown out. Like Reggie can't score 50. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean. And so, who's the other guy that you would look for coming off the bench? He's a sniper. You gotta guard him. You gotta focus in on him. And he still had 19 to 7 to 12, 4 7 from deep. Without his production, it's not even a close game. So, I'm gonna roll with Luke Kennard.
Yeah, I went with Kennard. Just one, you should have known better, like Cardell said. And two, there was little to no resistance. He was floating around by himself all game, and every time he got the ball, he literally made him pay. I don't even remember the 5 misses. Obviously, like Cardell said, he went 7 for 12. But literally felt like every time you looked up, if the ball found him, they were taking the ball. Someone was taking the ball out from underneath the basket. Big game from him. If you guys have nothing else, we'll head to the comments real quick. Appreciate y'all who stayed up and decided to stay up after the game and come here and join this conversation with us. From Big O, only issue I saw with Wes this game was when he took Sato out in the second after he clamped Morris Sr. Other than that, I guess him and Kuz and KP need to figure out who will close games.
I mean, you could say that, about Sato, you got to keep guys in. especially with the way they defend and they're getting stops. I didn't that last possession. I wasn't mad at the KP look for. Not KP Kuz look for KP on the block because he had, I think, Shamat. Who he had on him?
He had Coffee on him, I think.
Coffee, my fault. I always get into it. He had Coffee on him. Smaller guy. You know what I'm saying? My only problem is with the shot. Punish him. Back him all the way down in the paint. They either gonna come double or you gonna finish strong. You either gonna dunk on them, possibly go up strong, get an and one or whatnot. That's my only thing. Shooting a fadeaway, I felt like you kind of bailed them out. You know what I mean? You can get that shot anytime. Well, you needed that bucket. So that's my only thing. I wasn't mad at it because it was a mismatch, and that's what you hoping for when you get the ball. And, that's what you're going to get a lot of times. Like the next game could be Kuz with the mismatch. That's the 1-2 punch for the Wizards right now. So whoever gets the mismatch won't get the shot. My thing is take the most efficient shot that you could possibly take. Don't bail the defender out by taking a shot that's the least efficient, you know what I'm saying, compared to their size that's guarding you. It's just then it's not a mismatch anymore. You helping them out.
Right. You want to chime in?
Yeah, in regards to the Kuz and KP thing, I agree with Cardell. Like it's going to vary from game to game. Like it's not a clear distinction of who that guy is. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, KP had the mismatch tonight. Kuz found him. It's a good decision. Just didn't work out the way you wanted to. So yeah, that's just going to be a situational thing.
All right, on to the next comment, Area 11T. After watching the Heat Suns game, our players possess no defensive IQ and are in bad position a lot. I mean, you went from one end of the spectrum to the other there. You watching Miami and Phoenix play. There's a reason they make what they do on the defensive end of the floor plays a large role in why both of them are where they're at in the respective conference standings. You guys' thoughts on that?
I just feel like you should have known that before watching the Heat Suns game.
Sorry, I looked ahead. Cardell, you had anything on that or
not?
Nah. Denny was off tonight. I think West played the wrong lineups at times.
I mean, it's hard to say they played the wrong lineups because they were in sync offensively. Can't say that. At this stage in the game, the players got to take it personal on the defensive end. That's on them. The coach can't play for him. He's throwing different lineups out there because he's trying to find something that works on both ends. And and now it's like, bro, you got Porzingis back there now. He's 7'3". Like, you know what I'm saying? Like now you got a true rim protector that's big. Gaff is one, but he's a small. He's 6'10", 6'9". You know what I'm saying? He could jump, but he's not the biggest guy. So you got wings that's 6'10", so they're not tripping off him. You my size. You know what I'm saying? So you got 7'3" guy down there protecting the basket, and you still struggling to keep dudes in front of you. I mean, it's just. That's a 1-2. That's on them. Because, my thing is, if you can move offensively, you can move your damn feet on defense. So I don't want to hear it.
And I think, to piggyback off what you're saying, a lot of the times what gets Denny going is them being in transition. They didn't get stops.
Denny being his own head, though, he got cut all that out. You could just tell. Mentally, he just got to get to a place where he moves on. Next play mentality. It'd be like 4 plays later, he's still dwelling on a play from the first quarter, and we in the fourth quarter. It's like, dog, let that. You can't do nothing about that. Need you here in the present to make the play. And when he gets to that point, he'll be fine, but he's not there right now.
All right, Biggie, Steve, too many missed coverage of the open threes. I think we've all addressed that tonight. Denny been struggling since the All-Star break. You guys got to. It's like a natural progression with the Denny discussion tonight because there's a comment about 2 away from this one. The progression is crazy. Liability tonight. He wasn't the only defensive liability. They did not defend well as a group tonight, and that's where this game was lost. Denny needs to be shipped off next season. Kuz does everything he's supposed to do.
That thing fell off a cliff, didn't it?
Man.
I don't know about that, man. Then he just had a bad game. He didn't really hit shots or whatnot. I think he's a better defender than Kuz. You know what I'm saying? So that's where one of his strengths are. But like I said, he gets in his own head. You know what I mean? 0 for 5. You feel the pressure. You know, and you know how Wes is with the lineups. Like if you ain't performing, he gonna get somebody else in there, and they know that. So when they miss a shot, it's like they done miss 5, and
Yeah.
they, being a young player, he don't know how to just keep going, and it takes him out the game. Not to mention, because he's one of the best defenders, they put him on either Morris or Reggie at times, and them boys had it going, so he getting cooked as well. So. Hey man, just a bad day at the office. It happens, you just gotta take it on the chin and keep it moving. Get ready for the other LA team on Friday.
Fact. You got anything to chime in with, Ray? You want me to keep moving?
You can keep moving.
All right, KP now take advantage of smaller players in the paint. 1 rebound, shaking my head.
Hey, I love this position as basketball. I love these bigs shooting threes. That's what you're gonna get. Like. Man, he out there on the perimeter. It's kind of hard to go down there and be able to rebound, dog. You know what I'm saying? Even though he should get more, but that's what the league is. But I mean, yeah, he definitely he definitely got to step it up in that area. That's without a doubt. Gafford had 10. I mean, Ish Smith had more rebounds. He had 5. So you should take that personally. He got to get down there, but. This is literally his second game back. Yeah. I could tell he's still rusty. He's trying to get the rust off and start get back in the flow for sitting so long. So, I mean, I'm not gonna kill him too much on that, but yeah, he definitely need to step it up in that minimum 7 to 8, man. Like you can't be up here with 1 board, dog. That can happen.
I'm with you. He got 2 more games of staying in good health and the minutes going up. Yeah, then the pass is over and you're 7-12, man. Just in response to what you guys were talking about earlier. I'm trying to get through these quick, y'all, because it's late because of this West Coast thing. Denny seems to be having a hard time playing with a bunch of aggressive vets. Figured out who they are. I think it was just adding on to what you were talking about, Cardell. Denny feeling the pressure, Saddle being back. I don't think it's that much of that. I think I'm kind of leaning to what Cardell's talking about. When Denny gets out of his own head, Denny be fine. You see where Rui's at with it? His minutes steadily going up. Rui plays Rui game no matter what's going on around him. And he's been productive. That's it. Saddle is who he is. Like, it is what it is. But, I mean, the other thing, man, they're young. I get y'all want stuff to be a certain way. Y'all got to let that natural progression happen. Like, we can't stick in a microwave, hit a switch, and fast forward to when they're exactly all those things. Like, yeah, you got to go through this part of it. So, I don't know who Emmy. I think he said we missed a few of those bunnies. Another thing that hurt Gaff missed one. Danny, Kishman, and KB. Yeah, I don't care about anything that happened on offense. Like, they didn't defend. You hold Luke Kennard to 10 points, you probably get out of here with the win. You hold Reggie Jackson to 25, you're in a better place. But, yeah, offensively, like it's always been with these guys.
I mean, they missed a few bunnies because, Hartenstein had 3 blocks. He's a high motor, dirty work type player. So, yeah, he's in there trying to get blocks as well as Zubac. Those are some big dudes down there, you know what I'm saying? Just because they're not big names or talked about a lot, you also got to understand who they matching up with. So, not saying you should miss layups, but I understand why. It ain't like they're playing against themselves where there's no resistance.
Yeah, they had 10 as a team, to echo Cardell's points. All right, it's going to be the last 2 right here. Why wasn't Rui aggressive in the second half? West needs to stay on him. Ime Udoka challenges players to play hard and be tough since day one. West is too lackadaisical. Coach Udoka walked into what year was Jaylen Brown and Tatum in? Year what? Like, just relax.
But also, you don't know, we ain't in a huddle. So you can't say just because when they put the camera on West, he got he's slower. He got the same kind of demeanor. Don't mean he's not being hard and tough on him. Shoot, to me, he is, because guys are nervous about playing time. So they understand what it is. That especially in the league, it's a players league. So for you, our first year head coach to have no cut card, I mean, he's benched Bill this season. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have no cut card. If you ain't getting it done, come and have the seat. He's definitely being tough, because there's a lot of coaches who are scared to do that. You know what I mean? So, nah, I don't think that's what it is, man. Once again, we kind of we looking towards the coach too much. They had to put, all he can do is put them in a position to possibly win this game, which he did. The players got to execute, and starts with them getting stops.
He was the second leading scorer in a game tonight, 18 points in 24 minutes. Feel like he was fairly aggressive. But, hey, last one, like I said, Rui's still on a minute restriction from a mental break. Don't tell him he's conditioning. Make it make sense.
He's on a minutes restriction still? I don't think he's on a minutes restriction. I think Kuz played 33. Caldwell Pope played 35. Those are the vets. Pretty much everybody else played the same amount of minutes, dog.
There's only so many that can go around.
My man playing 10 players, dog. Like, what I'm saying? Like Thomas Bryant not even playing now. You know what I'm saying? So, he was just trying to find the right mix to try to win this game, man. Depending on what was going on. So, I think Rui had a good game. We not going.
And the other thing is, literally, some of y'all was asking and begging for Rui to close out games. He was on the floor tonight at the end of the game. He was part of that lineup that closed the game out. So, stuff's happening. Like Cardell mentioned, man. Just because you don't see him spazzing when the camera's on him doesn't mean stuff's not happening. Also, we've seen a big switch pre-trade deadline and post-trade deadline, and how the team responds to them and whatnot. So, yeah. But we will see you guys tomorrow, because it's already Thursday. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Well, actually, I'll take that back. We'll see you guys Saturday morning after Washington takes on the Lakers. And, again, defensively is where it's at for them. The Lakers lost to the Rockets tonight. So you do with that information what you will. So you come out laying egg against the Lakers, that's a whole different conversation we need to be having. But okay. Thank y'all for spending some time with us tonight after tonight's game. And we'll see y'all on Friday. Have a good one.